Hey guys, finally he sleeps here, back again with another GearHeads video, and today we're checking out this kit from Temu. This is a small kit. We get a lot of stuff for both the ZZ Wraps custom shop and here at the garage for off of Temu for the shop. A lot of small stuff, connections, connectors, that kind of stuff, and I picked up these on a whim. It is a set of Crimpless soldered butt connectors is what they are. Basically, they are butt connectors that there's inside the butt connector is a little ring of solder, and there are two outer rings that are supposed to seal it around the wire, but you just use a heat gun or a lighter, something along that lines to heat it up, and it heats the solder around the wire. And the whole concept of it just seemed kind of cool to me. And I was thinking about, like, okay, there's a lot of different places we can use it. We've got waterproof butt connectors that are crimped. So what a crimped butt connector is there is a little ring of metal inside. You slip the two pieces of wire into the metal, and then you use a crimping tool to smash the metal around and hold the wires in place. And this instead is a ring of solder that you heat up and it crimps onto the wire. And soldering is always better than just crimping. And this is kind of the best of both worlds. So I wanted to test these out and see if it's worth it, what the problems are. And the kit's dirt cheap, and it does have a lot of connections in it, and this is going to come into play in several different places. It also comes with a set of there's a bunch of heat shrink tubing in here. It's one size of heat shrink tubing, and it only works with the smallest size of the of connection. But the thing is that these connectors here are the large ones. These are the 10 gauge maybe, 8 gauge. She's a big ass connection. But the idea is that this thing, as long as you don't use too much heat, this will seal it, and then it becomes, this is the shrink. So this will shrink itself and do it. But as we were testing, once it gets hot and it melts the solder, if you keep heat on it or you pull the wires apart, it can separate the shrink tubing on the outside. And if that's the case, then you will need heat shrink tubing or some electrical tape, something to seal it. But if you're doing just one wire, it works fantastic. It's just that when it's hot and soluble, you could pull it apart in that instance, and you have to let it cool before you pull on it to test it or move it. What we're doing here is I have multiple channels, not just GearHeads, but we have some gaming channels as well. We have Twitch live streams. And the other night on a Twitch live stream, all of a sudden a monitor in the other side of the house that allows us to kind of listen at my end of the house if I want to hear what's going on at the other end, make sure there's nothing going on with the animals or whatever. The monitor started alarming, which happens because the monitor's power goes out or it comes unplugged. And I thought, okay, did we lose power at that side of the house? Did a circuit kick? What's going on? And I start walking back there, and it's dark. So there's definitely a circuit that kicked. And I'm looking, trying to figure out what's going on. And I walk into the room where the monitor is. And there, all of a sudden, out of the darkness, this giant black thing attacks me. And I'm freaking out. I damn near, at that moment, do I have spare underwear? It was bad. This thing comes from out of the dark, and it runs up and just pounces at me. And I'm looking around trying to figure out what it is, and I turn my light on my phone, and I look down, and it's one of my daughter's pet rabbits. Giant rabbit. And it wasn't attacking me, it was pouncing at me. It jumped. They do this thing when they're excited. They jump up and hit you, and then they bounce off. And it was doing that to show me that, hey, I chewed that wire in half over there. Got out of my cage, chewed that wire, kicked the circuit, Probably shocked the shit out of myself in the process, which the rabbit deserved it. But that's what we're doing. We're fixing the wiring, and this thing works great. You basically just strip the wires, you slip them in, you heat the solder up. The solder melts, but it stays inside of the shrink tubing. You let it cool, and then it is completely sealed, and it's good. It doesn't require anything other than just some heat to make it work, which is perfect for some small kind of connection like this, especially just fixing a wire. And now the next time this rabbit breaks out of her cage and decides to go chew a wire, at least I know I can fix it pretty quick. Will I use these over Crimpless? Depends. Do a lot of electrical work on the cars, and stereos and stuff like that. There's times where this would come into play, but just any kind of connection, anything like this it's a new kind of butt connector or something that I want to test out or try, I'm gonna do it. Temu is great for that stuff. So if you're new to this and you haven't ordered from Temu before, if you don't mind waiting a little bit and to get the stuff shipped to you, it does make a big difference in price for small stuff like butt connectors and any kind of electrical connections, anything small, anything, just a couple of dollars, you can put together a whole package. You wait a couple of weeks, and when it gets here, you're pretty excited that it came. So Crimpless, soldered, waterproof connections, butt connectors, highly recommended and approved here on the GearHeads channel. We'll be reordering these. Temu finds. I'll test it out so you don't have to. That's it. And finally sleeps. As long as you guys keep watching, I'll keep making videos.
Finally he sleeps, finally he dreams. In a world of games, it's